Alright everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make a animated banner. I'm making this banner right here for a buddy of mine. I'm redoing it because I kind of messed up on it. I misspelled the name wrong. Sorry about the audio quality. I broke my mic, so I'm doing it straight off the audio from the computer. So hopefully you can hear and hopefully you can follow along. I'm going to try to talk loud enough for you to do it. But anyways, the final product is gonna look something like this. So hopefully it's intriguing and stuff. There's some fonts that you need to download and stuff like that. I'm gonna show you what fonts and all that stuff. It's a pretty simple tutorial on how to make an animated banner. We're also I make the font in Xara 3D. They got a free trial, but it's for purchase. I think it's $40, but believe me, it is well worth the investment. I purchased it. I own it. I got Xara 3D Maker 7. So let's go ahead and get started. I don't know, you could either make the font first or the background or whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and close this out, and we're gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and close this one out too. So you want to go to File, New, and I normally just go into your templates and just choose the web banner huge. And I changed that to 728 by 130 pixels, sorry. And then I changed the resolution to 500 DPI and or PPI in Gimp. But I go 500 because it's going to be an animated banner, and it's going to make the resolution even better. So you could do background color, white, transparency. I just leave it on the background color, which is going to make it white. What I did was I just Googled Nightmare on Elm Street pictures, and you'll find them too on Google Images, so you'll be able to follow along on here. So let's go ahead and let's open our first image, which is going to be the main background. So we'll go File, Open as Layer, and we'll go to the desktop, and it is the Freddy Krueger, and it's going to be super huge. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and we want to back out a little bit, and we want to go right here and we want to grab the scale tool and just click on it and it'll pop it up. Now hold down Shift on one of the corners, and what that does is it makes sure that because if I do it like this or whatever, it's not gonna do the image right. So we're gonna reset that. You hold down Shift and it keeps the same proportions on the image. And what we want to do is we just want to lower it down. Let's see, to about right there. It's not going to look right because this picture is super huge, but that's okay because we just want to get something in the background for it, because once the font gets on there, it's going to cover up most of the background. So you just want to grab your move tool and click on move the active layer, and then just grab somewhere's on there and move it. I made it a little bit bigger, that way we could get rid of that font down there, and just set it where you want it to be set. Like I'll set mine, let's see, we'll set it about right here, and then we'll go ahead. You could zoom in by clicking down here, zoom into 100%. You could pan by clicking this little arrow or cross mark, whatever you want to call it. You could also pan by holding down the space bar and then moving it around on there. And you could also set your settings on your mouse. Click the space bar again. For your mouse, you just go into Edit, then you want to go to Preferences. And you want to change it in here in the, let's see here. Let's see if I can remember how to change it. I think it's the input devices, the input controllers. And I have my mouse wheel. You'll have the active controllers and available controllers. I have my mouse wheel all active. You just change it in there. So you could zoom in with your mouse, scroll button on your mouse. You could pan by hitting the middle key, moving it around. I just find it easier to do it that way. So, and now we got this little font down here. So we just want to take a brush and just go into your brushes and find you a hard brush. Sorry, my computer's being a little slow because I got a bunch of things running. And just find a hard brush. And you'll want to scale it down. You could scale it down by using the bracket keys on your keyboard. Or of course you could just move it automatically right here, whichever is easier for you. And we'll just want to just color over that with black. And there we go. And we'll rename this to main background. And we go ahead and just grab this one and drag that to the trash can. Okay. Or not. You could right click on it and press delete layer. So we got our main background layer now. And looking at it up close, I want to move it over, just over and down just a little bit. Okay. And set it in place however you want it. And then you want to right click and you want to go layer to image size. And then that way it makes the layer the correct size on there. And then we'll want to go and we'll want to make a new layer. And let's see, we're going to go and grab another one of our images now. We want to go down to open as layer. Then go to wherever you have your other image at, which is going to be this image. Then we'll want to open it. And I don't know why that one was deleted. But anyways, so we're going to have to zoom back out. Like I said, you can zoom from your mouse or zoom from right here, go to 33%, and we'll want to go back down to our scale tool. And we want to hold the shift again. Keep the portion. And let's see. We'll try it like that, and we'll want to grab the move tool again, and we want to just grab that down, and we could scroll back in now. Grab the scale tool again. Move him down a little bit more. Grab the move tool again. Let's see. We're going to scale him again. A little bit more. Bring him down to about right there. Alright, and we're going to work with a layer mask. So you just want to go over here and you just right click and you want to go to add layer mask, and we will go and let's see, we'll do white. And on a layer mask, the layer mask it's pretty cool and it's easy to use. You'll want to zoom in a little bit on your image, and you want to go and get your brush, and this time we're going to go and choose a soft brush, and which when you download Gimp you should this should come with a set of brushes, soft brushes and stuff. And we're going to color in with black, okay, because the layer mask is white, so you want to color in black, and that removes, see how it's removing? It removes that, and the mask is masking it. That way we get the background to come back through. Scale this brush a little bit, because all we want is his face. That's all we want, is his face and his hat. We want the rest of the background to shine through. Go ahead and just color that in. And then on this side, it looks good like that, but we'll go ahead and mask that out a little bit over here on this side too. And get right up there to his face. You can't really tell the difference, but we're trying to make it look good. Let's zoom out and see how that looks. You can move him around if you do. Let's see here. That looks pretty good to me. And we will go ahead and we will duplicate this, and we will move him all the way over. I apologize. We're gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead and delete this layer. There's something else that I need to do. I see something. Go back and grab your brush. I don't like this, so I'm going to try to make this more. Make sure you're on the layer mask. I don't like that. Alright. That looks a little bit better. And what we're going to do instead of duplicating with the layer mask is we're going to apply this layer mask, and then we're going to duplicate the layer again. Then we're going to grab our move tool, and we're going to zoom out, and we're going to go ahead and just move him right back over on this side. And you can see where I didn't do a very good job with masking, because I missed some right here. So we could fix that and just go back to add another layer mask, and then go back to your brush tool and you want to make sure you're on black. And let's just mask that little bit out that I happen to miss on this side. Alrighty. Let's see, let's make sure everything's masked. Okay. There we go. And then we'll just go ahead and we could apply the layer mask to this one too. And make sure they're set where you want them. And then we're going to merge these down. Just right click and click merge down. And so there's the basic background. And we're going to go ahead and merge all of them down. So merge down into the main background. That way they're all one. So that's what our final background image is going to look like. And then what we want to do is, if you don't have Xara like I said, you could download Xara and go ahead and use their free trial. Like I said, I think it's a 30-day free trial, and I'll put the link in the description to find Xara 3D. I mean, like I said, if not, you could do, you know, you could go ahead and make you a text layer, and let's go ahead and put it white, and then let's choose the font, which it's called Nightmare 5. That's the font we're gonna choose, and then we will up the scale of it, and just write whatever you want to write. And just scale the size. Grab the move tool. And you could do all sorts of cool things. This is not really a text tutorial to where I do stuff with this, but like I said, you could get the ideas for the background, make your texts, and you could go ahead and do all sorts of different things. You could just do that. You could go down and you could do alpha to selection, and then you could go to select, and we'll want to, let's see, we don't want to grow, we want to shrink it, and we'll shrink it by 1 pixel, and then you could fill it. You could click fill whole selection, you could fill it with black, and then go select none. You could do something like that, just, you know, something basic. You could also go back, let's see, select none, and we go back and do alpha to selection again, and we could go and we could shrink it. Let's see, let's try 2 pixels. See what that does. You could go to your blend tool. You could grab, I don't know, let's see, let's go back to the background layer, and let's grab our color picker, and let's see what kind of color. We could grab that color, and we could grab like this yellowish color, and we go back, like I said, and then click back on the top layer, and we could, let's see, what can we do? I'm going to click somewhere right here, and now see everything that's selected, that's lit up, selected right here. When you go and make your blend, it's only going to do in the areas that's selected. And so we could do something like that, and we could have it like that. And then you could also animate this and stuff like that. I mean, there's all kinds of cool things that you could do. But for this tutorial, I'm going to make it an animation with Xara 3D Maker. And if you guys want to see how to animate it without having to use that, because like I said, I don't remember if Xara and Xara 3D Maker, if they let you download the files or not without buying it. Like I said, it is a good investment if you make a lot of tutorials. Like I said, I bought it, and I love Xara 3D Maker. It's cool, and it makes cool animations. You do all kinds of sort of things with this. Like I said, I could do more tutorials on how to animate text in Gimp with just Gimp, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to do it today. Like I said, you could just make your basic background, and you could do all kinds of sorts of awesome stuff with this. You know, you duplicate it, and let's see, we do alpha to selection on the new duplicate layer. And let's see, we can go ahead and we can fill it with that red color. Select none. We can go ahead and move it over just a little, and we want to put it on the, we want to move it down on the bottom. And let's see, let's go back here just a little bit, and we set it on the bottom, and we can duplicate it again, click on it, move it 1 pixel over just by hitting the arrow keys on your keyboard. Duplicate it again, click it, move it 1 more pixel, duplicate it again, click on it, move it 1 more pixel, duplicate it again, click on it, move it 1 more pixel, duplicate it again, click on it, move it 1 more pixel, duplicate it again, click on it, move it 1 more pixel. You could do all sorts of things with this. You know, give it the kind of a 3D text effect. If you know, it's all up to you on what you want to do. And like I said, that looks pretty cool there. And then you could go ahead and you could merge down all these layers. And you could selectively select each text. But in order to do this, you want to make sure that when you type out your text, and if you're doing something like this, you want to make sure that you put a little bit of spacing in between the letters, and because it's not going to work right now doing it this way. Yeah, because I want to just select that in right there. But anyways, like I said, there's a bunch of cool things that you could do with this. Like I said, that looks pretty cool right there, and we could animate this and do all sorts of stuff with it. You know, you click on here, you know, go ahead and cancel, duplicate this layer. You could scale one down. And we could do all sorts of stuff. We can go and do some kind of filter stuff with it. If you ain't got script foo, you go or the video. I mean, there's all kinds of different stuff. But like I said, I'm not going to make this tutorial any longer than what it needs to be. So, but I mean, that looks pretty cool right there, and that's just a basic banner. It's not moving or anything like that, but it's pretty cool. And like I said, we're gonna go ahead and delete this, and we're gonna go back to get started on what we were doing. And let's see. Oh, I wanted to show you. The font is Nightmare 5. All you do is you click download, and the file will download. Let's click download. Okay. But anyways, let's click download. And close. And since I already have it downloaded, for you guys that don't know how to download this, when you download it, it'll pop up, and you just click on the file, and then you'll see the whatever font you download, like this one that's Nightmare 5 TTF. You just double click on the TTF, and it'll pop up, and you just hit install. And on Windows, it automatically installs. And that's all you got to do for that. Alrighty. So we got our basic banner and we got our font downloaded. So we'll want to go over to Xara 3D and we will want to hit on the text options, and you'll want to just go ahead and delete all this text and then type in the text that you want, like me, and then you just go down here and you just search down here until you find the text that you want. There it is, Nightmare 5, and then just click OK. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to go and we are going, let's go to the color options, and we're going to go text faces and we're going to make it white, and the text sides we're going to make white also. And then we're going to scroll down to the extrusion option, which that changes. Let's press stop on the animation. That changes. Like, you could also do it from here. You move it like this. But we are going to, and you can move it bigger. Anyways, we're going to do it like that. Move it smaller, bigger, however you want. But we're going to go to the extrusion option, and let's see here. We're going to leave it on 170. Let's see, design options. We're going to go and we're going to make a bevel, and we're going to make it, let's see, we're going to let's do rounded, and let's go back up to for the text sides, and let's do a kind of a lighter gray. And we're going to go over here to the texture options, and we are going to load a texture on the text face, and we're going to go, and my texture is going to be the Freddy Krueger hand, and we're going to open that, and we can see it down here. We want to scale the size down to about, let's see, let's go about 18%. Let's see here. I don't like that. So let's go back to the texture and scale it back up to about 22%. And we're going to move it, let's see, about right there. Move it up a little bit. And let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good right there. And what else are we going to change on this? Okay, and then we're going to go down to the animation picker, and let's choose what animation we want. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and choose that one. And it is moving really slow because let's see here. Let's go back over here, and we're going to go back up to 170. And Let's see. We're going to change the light colors and stuff too. I'm just trying to think in my head. Let's see here. Let's make it, let's see. Transition's fine, viewpoint's fine. Let's go back over here. Now it's too big. And we're going to go back with 20. And we got a rounded bevel. Rounded. We'll leave that at 20. Don't want a shadow. Texture's fine. Position's fine. We don't want to move it that much. I'm just scroll on my mouse wheel, sorry. Fix that a little bit. That is going to make me mad, because for some reason it's not wanting to work. Properly. Let's go ahead and go to, let's see, the lights. Light 2. We don't want blue. Let's make it a white. And light 3. We don't want it. Let's make it kind of like a grayish white. Alright, let's go all white, fully white. And I don't want to spend too much time on this. It's just all about your personal preference and what you want to your text to look like and all that. Let's play it again and let's stop it back. Around here. And we're going to move it back. Let's go and say like that maybe, and see how that looks. Let's go a little bit smaller. Kind of put it at an angle a little bit. Don't want to go too much of an angle. Let's see. Okay, now let's bring out the lights and let's move them, I don't know, right there. So I want more of a direct approach. On this. Let's see. Let's turn the lights off now. Bring it down just a little bit. And let's see how that looks. Let's see, we're going to do 30, that's fine. And we just want to go down to export animation, and we're going to put that in the desktop. We're going to nightmare text. And we're going to save it. Then here's all your options. It's 600 by 130, 256 color, optimized per frame, transparent, diffuse, saved. And we are going to go ahead and close that now. And we're going to come back over here to our main file, and we're going to go File, Open as Layers, and we are going to grab the nightmare text and we're going to open it. And we are going to link all these so we can move them all in one. You want to have them linked, because if you don't and you just have one length or whatever, it's just going to move that layer. So we want to have all the layers linked. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold down Shift and press right here in the middle, and then we don't want the background. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to grab our Move tool, and we're going to go ahead and move all this text over just a tiny bit. Okay. And see, here in Gimp, I wish it worked, you know, in a perfect world, and I just merged this one down, and you know, and it'll attach itself to all the rest of the layers and blah blah blah. But in it don't work that way. So anyways, so what we're gonna do, or the way I do it anyways, there might be other ways to do it, and if you do know a better way, just let me know, because I always would like to learn. But the way I do it is I go ahead and I duplicate this layer 29 times, well 30 times, we'll go 30 times just in case, and then I go ahead and I move, for some reason it's not working right, I move all my layers up. So you want your text layer, you want it to be on top of the background layer, and you just want to go ahead and move them all up under each of the text layer. See, because you're working in layers, so you're doing per frame basically. Just make sure that you, like I said, you got everything. And for some reason, it might be because I have this screen capture on, it's not letting me move my layers freely. so I have to move it like this. That's fine too. Just make sure that you get them all right. And then you just go ahead and, I'm doing this kind of fast. You're going to want to take more time with the background and everything else when you do this to make it perfect, but I'm doing this one kind of fast just to save on time. Just save on time and to give you the gist of how to add text from Xara into Gimp. And like I said, if you have one, you know, most websites, they only allow 2 megabytes. So most websites, but if you got your own website or whatever, you should be able to put a pretty decent size file on there. But this can tend to take a while. I've had to do this with almost 200 layers before, and it gets kind of time consuming, but the end result is nice. The end result is nice, and if it takes a little extra time, I guess it takes a little extra time. But normally when you spend your time on things or whatever, they turn out looking awesome. But I've had a lot of people ask me how I make my banners and stuff like that, in which, like I said, a lot of them know that I use Xara 3D for most of the animation on the text, but I've been kind of reluctant on showing people on how to do this. But I figure, hey, what the heck, I learn a lot of stuff off of watching tutorials. I am not an expert at all this stuff at all. I am a self-taught person on how to do this stuff. I learned just like everybody else. A lot of people tell me that you have to have a knack for this stuff, or you have to have a knack for art and how to be an artist and stuff, because I just don't make banners and stuff like that. I do all kinds of different art. All kinds of different art, and I also do things on Photoshop, and I do Synfig Studio, GIMP, Victorian Giotto, Blender. I do a lot of different stuff, but I am self-taught on everything that I do and learn. And I figured, hey, what the heck? Like I said, why not show people how to do this stuff and give back? You know, because I'm so grateful to the people that put tutorials and take their time out of their days and their lives to try to teach people that they don't even know how to do this type of stuff. And I think it's awesome, because, you know, you could go to school and spend thousands upon thousands of dollars and still not learn what you want to learn. So all the tutorials that I've watched, I've been doing this type of stuff now for I don't know, a little over a year and a half, I believe. And I have come so far and learned so much from the very beginning, and I figured that I know enough now that I can give back. And like I said, I do apologize if this video seems like it's going a little too fast, If it is, just let me know and I will try to slow it down for you and make a different text, because I'm going to go ahead and make a tutorial on how to animate text just in Gimp without using Xara 3D, because I know a lot of people they can't afford Xara 3D right now, or they're just not interested in that type and they're just trying to look for some basic functions on banners. And you know, when it comes to banners, a lot of people now are more into Flash and stuff like that, which I can make Flash banners and all that kind of good stuff. I learned how to do that stuff too. But I still think that you can make some pretty awesome stuff by making the banners here in Gimp. And Gimp is a awesome program, and it's free source that is so awesome. It's not like Photoshop, which I think Photoshop now, I think it's $49.99 a month or whatever to have Photoshop, which I do got Photoshop. But anyways, I mean, Photoshop is worth it, but you can do just as much with Gimp as anything. All right, I'm back from rambling, and let's go ahead. And now what we want to do, now you got each text layer. So here's your text layer, here's your background layer, okay? Think of it as in layers. So you're going frame per frame per frame. Now see, oh well, oh that's it, that's all. No, that's not it, that's not all. We still have some more things to do, because if we just did it like that, this is what it would turn out like. And that's not pretty, and that's not what we want. So what we want to do is we want to go up here to the top layer, and we want to go ahead and right click, merge down. Then go down to the next text layer, right click, merge down. Next text layer, right click, merge down. Next text layer, right click, merge down. And you want to go all the way down through all of these and go ahead and do that. So that's what I'm going to go do now. And like I said, I'm sorry for the audio quality. My headphones got broke with my mic on it, so I'm trying to speak as loud as I can. I hope the audio, I hope you can hear me halfway decent. I might have to end up redoing this tutorial, but for now, this is what we're going to do. And see, this is a pretty basic banner, but if you take some time and think about what you want to do and how you want to do it and stuff, and thinking about it now, I messed up already. I do apologize for this, and hopefully I could cut this out of the video, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back, and we're going to go all the way back to let's see, where do we want to go all the way back to? We want to go all the way back to let's see. We're going to go all the way back to the main layer. I apologize. I totally forgot. I'm missing the main thing on this video. Okay. We're going to add an animation within an animation. Okay. I do apologize. I'm sorry all that rambling y'all had to go through. But you got the gist on how to add the text, which we're going to go ahead and do that. But now we're going to go ahead and add another animation, which is right here. And we're going to go, let's see, okay. And we're going to go ahead, when you add a automated GIF in here in the GIMP, we're going to do just mainly basically like this, the text, in which I made a tutorial on how to add a animated GIF to a image. So we want to go ahead and press shift, click here in the middle, and link all those together. Make sure the background's unlinked. And we're going to go ahead and grab our scale tool, and we're going to go ahead and scale this video on down. Let's see, what do we want to scale it to? Let's try that. And let's go ahead and grab and move it up. And what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to kind of put this on his brain, kind of. Right here, and the kind of that's like kind of what he's thinking. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna duplicate this. Well, now let's go ahead and delete that one. And let's go ahead and bring that one all the way up to the top. And we're gonna go ahead and use another layer mask. We're gonna go right click and we're gonna go down to add layer mask. And we're going to add a black layer mask this time. No, we're not. Sorry. We're going to go ahead and stick with the white layer mask. See, I'm not a professional. I still make mistakes. Go ahead and add a gray channel mask. I mean a white one. And so that that masks the video. And what we want to do is we want to go over here to our brushes. And we want to choose some kind of splatter brush, which I will leave a link in the description on how to grab one. I got the splatter brushes right here, and we're going to go ahead. Well, actually, let's go ahead and just hit this black and white key right here to change that back to black and white. And with black, we're going to go ahead and we're going to expose some of this video. And the main thing we're wanting to get is Freddy's claws. But we don't want to unmask the whole thing because we kind of want to add some cool little brushes to it. Make it look a little bit cool. Let's go back and find the splatter brushes that we want to use. Let's see. Let's go ahead and we'll use this one. And we'll go ahead and scale it up. Go ahead and scale it. Let's see. And I'll click a little here, a little there, a little there, a little here, and let's grab a different one. Let's grab this one and click a little here, a little here. Just kind of make it look kind of a little different. Let's go ahead and grab a different splatter brush. And see, we're just trying to make it like it's not, you know, all symmetrical and stuff. We don't want it to, that's not the look I'm going for here in this anyways. Let's see, let's grab something a little different. And just, you know, like I said, just make a few clicks. Just to make it look a little different. Scale the size down a little bit. Then that way, see, that looks kind of cool. That way it's not, you know, just kind of splattered, and it's just not like, you know, square and just sitting there. It just looks kind of different. And so we're going to go ahead and apply this layer mask to here. And then we can go ahead and drop this all the way back down. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with the text previously. So there is 25 layers. So let's go ahead and we're going to do this one 23 times. And just go ahead and raise it up. And go ahead And just like before, because we want the layer on top. This time we want the layer, the main background layer above the other, because all we want is we just want that layer mask to go ahead and, you know, mask out on that right there. That way we don't have such a just symmetrical shape. And let's go ahead and raise that up. And just go all the way through and raise them up. Too far. And like I said, it does not let me move the layers up independently with my mouse. I guess because of the screen capture program I'm using. I have no clue why it's not, because it's faster doing it that way than this way. But that's okay, because this way works too. I'm just used to doing it the other way. It's easier for me to do it the other way. Alright. Alrighty. So, and then now all we want to do is we just want to go ahead and merge these down. Just right click, merge down, right click, merge down, right click, merge down, next layer, right click, merge down, next layer, right click, merge down, next layer, right click, merge down. And just go all the way down through that and merge them all down on top of the GIF layer. And also, when you're doing your animation, if you decide to get Xara 3D, if you do decide to get it, the animated, if you're going to add two animations and make it one, the easiest way to do it is to make sure that you see how many frames the GIF image that's not your text has. Like this one has 25, and see, I messed up there also. It has 25, and I made a 30 layered text layer, so I'm going to have to go back and open up Xara again and resave that to 25. It's easier that way. I mean, we could go ahead and just take off 5 layers off of the text layer, but I don't like doing that because sometimes it looks funky. But now, so we got 25 here, and this is what this looks like now with the animation with the hand. See, it's just kind of in his brain, and the hand's just kind of, like I said, just scratching, and it's kind of like that's what he's thinking in his brain. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. So I'm gonna go back over here, and I'm gonna open up Xara 3D again one more time. And the cool thing about Xara is that it saves, I mean, until you make a new document, it saves like that. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to go down to the animation, and we're going to, right here, frames per cycle, we're going to go 25. And then we're going to go File, Export Animation, and we're going to name it Nightmare Text. And we're just going to go ahead and resave and do over the old one. And close out, and then we're going to go back to File, Open as Layers, and we're going to go to the Nightmare and MMC Text. And we're just going to go ahead and, oops, wrong way. And we're just going to go ahead and make sure that you have this correctly. So we want to go ahead and we're going to merge this down to here and down to here. So you just want to go ahead and put them right between, and hit the right key, sorry, each layer. And like I said, you can normally move these layers freely with your mouse, but for some reason it's not letting me do that today. And like I said, it's probably because I have the screen capture software going and it's making Gimp go all funky. I'm guessing that's what it is anyways. I'm hoping that's what it is, and some kind of bug ain't in here. And like I said, I hope I covered everything. There's some hotkeys that Gimp has, and I suggest that you learn the hotkeys because the hotkeys make things a lot easier. Which, in saying that, I don't know all of them in Gimp either, but I know the ones that I mostly use myself. I don't know them all, but I know most of them. And I have been working more with Photoshop here lately, so I'm kind of used to their hotkeys a little bit besides Gimp's. So there's some things that I was doing a little bit earlier that I could tell that I'm not on Photoshop anymore. So, but anyways, I do suggest learning the hotkeys, because they make life so much easier. And let's go ahead and zoom out and make sure that everything is fine. And see, earlier when I let's see, we just added that. Let's see, that looks like it's okay there. Earlier, the first text that I put on there, I had moved it over a little bit, but it looks like that is going to be fine for the placement. If it's not fine on yours, then before you go well, you have other layers, so you just want to go through and you'll want to click every text layer. Oops, make sure it's the text layer, and you'll want to link them together. Like I said before, make sure they're linked so it moves every layer. Make sure you don't miss none of them, and you just want to go through and you'll want to link them all. That way, because you could, you know, if you have to resize the layers or move them or anything like in that sort, you'll want them all, each and every layer, to be linked. That way you make the same changes to every layer in the whole thing. Like here, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that you have the text as the active layer, and see, it's moving every text layer now and moving it over just a little bit, and we'll move it and we'll keep it like that. Let's see, no, back up, like that. And then now all you'll want to do is go ahead and do like we did before. Right click, merge down. Right, go down to the next layer, right click, merge down. 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 And then you just want to go all throughout that and do that. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do now. And like I said, I'm sorry that this is like not a professional tutorial video. Next time I make another tutorial, I'll be more prepared to do things right for you guys. But I'm doing this in real time. I'm making this in real time too. So now we have each frame layer, and that is pretty much all that we're doing to this one. We'll go down, we're going to click on animation, playback, and play, and there you go. Now sometimes you'll have to be careful on what GIF you use. Like this, on this animation, this GIF was moving at 90 milliseconds per frame. This one was, and this one's at 100 milliseconds per frame. Now they're each running at 90 milliseconds now, because we merged it down into these layers, so it took over these layers. So, but at 90 milliseconds per frame, this looks great. It's great. The animation is great, everything. But sometimes you have to be careful, because sometimes the GIF that you add to an animation that you're adding to another animation, sometimes, like they'll say, there be 50 milliseconds, and then this animation you want at 100 milliseconds. Well, you're going to have to work out in between each layer and find a difference between them to make them look right. Sometimes you could get it, and sometimes you can't. But that's what I suggest that you do. And then, like I said, you could Google, and you can make your own GIFs if you want to and stuff. And there's some pretty cool programs out there where you could do the how fast you want the frame rate and all that kind of good stuff. But like I said, here's the basic tutorial. We went ahead and I covered a little bit on Xara 3D Maker. It's not a tutorial on Xara 3D Maker, so I didn't want to go spend too much time on that. And like I said, I was making this stuff in real time for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Oh, and like I said, this is pretty cool when you do the animation. Like say if you got a website, your website, like say, I don't know, we'll just go right here and say you're wanting to put your banner that you made on your website, and you're wanting to see how it looks. Well, you just go down here and you scroll down, and you go ahead and you just click this detach to animation, and go ahead and close that down, and you could go ahead and I see a little issue. We masked too much right here, and so you got to be careful with that too, because the video ended right here and we went ahead and masked over here. So when you mask, it's going to make that transparent, and so when you put it on, you're going to have some little see-through spots right here, and I'm gonna have to go through and fix that. But anyways, you get the gist. And like I said, you could unattach it right there and look and see how it looks on your website and stuff like that, and see if it's pretty cool looking or not, and see what you need to change and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead, and then you just want to put it back and just press that button again. But we're gonna go back here, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to save this file. Oh, one thing before I get off, I know this tutorial is running kind of long. If you find Gimp does take Photoshop brushes, so that's pretty cool. All you do is like here's some Photoshop brushes that I downloaded for Photoshop, but you can just go ahead and right click on them, press copy, and then you'll want to go in and you want to go into your computer, and you go in here, and then you go into your users, and then you go and you want to find the Gimp 2.8, and then you click on that, and then you want to go to your brushes, and then you'll just go ahead and paste. You go ahead and paste them. Okay, it's not working right. You could go ahead and move that here. Anyways, there we go. You go ahead and just paste it in there. I already have it in there. And like I said, Gimp works now with Photoshop brushes, so it don't matter if they're Photoshop brushes or Gimp brushes. Gimp accepts them. See? Oops, that's wrong. The Photoshop are ABR files, and most of the time they work right. Some of Photoshop's brushes are animated, they turn and stuff like that when you move them around and stuff. Sometimes they work right in Gimp and sometimes they don't. I think that is a bug that's in Gimp that hopefully they fix. But anyways, this is the tutorial. You just want to go to File and then Export, and then just type in your whatever you want, blah blah blah. Like we'll do Nightmare Banner, and then you want to make sure that this says GIF, and then you just go to Export. And we forgot to make something the same size as the layer, but you just go crop, and then you want to go, when your animation, you want to click on as animation, and if you want your stuff looped, you want it looped forever. I mean, like most of mine, like on the banner like this, you want it just to repeat, so you want to make sure that that's checked. If you do not like the frame rate and you want to change all the frame rates, you could go ahead and change that here, and then click here as use delayed enter buffer all frames, but ours is fine, so we want it as animation and we want it looped forever, and then just hit export and give it a second, and there it is now saved, and that's all. So I hope you enjoyed this, and like I said, I'm sorry, I'm not no professional at all, and I do apologize if there's some things that you still don't understand on this tutorial. Just feel free to ask, and I will try to answer them. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more tutorials.